Hey, this is a One Piece chapter opinion discussion, and I'm gonna do chapter 1049 and 1050, and I'm gonna discuss them I'm gonna try to discuss them as a whole. And we start off with both cover pages of each one. And in the first one, we see that fire has started, and they're pretty much getting away the same way that Jinbei got Luffy and Nami out. So fire, I wonder who started the fire. It is unclear. And in the second cover page, we see Reiju and I guess Niji. I always get confused with their names. They're coming in. And if we see correctly, I don't think these are the intruders that we first saw because they're not wearing shoes. Their shoes are different. What's going on here? That could just be, me overthinking it, but the shoes don't match. So we'll see where that goes. And we start off with the continuation with the battle. And Luffy does his attack, and it appears that it is going to end with one big giant punch, as we see at the end of the chapter. And we also see Kaido, his horn actually breaks and he gets plummeted into the ground, which is very interesting here. So Kaido pretty much, if we look at the next chapter, Kaido pretty much gets defeated this way. Which is, he gets plummeted, and he actually ends up in a magma pool. He gets punched so deep into the ground that he ends up in a magma pool. And we see a little fissure, and we see cracks. So Kaido falls into a magma pool. And Big Mom also fell into a magma pool. So the light Big Mom saw was the actual magma pool. And we see a silhouette of them. And Kaido's horn broke, yep. And we see a silhouette of Kaido and Big Mom like fizzing in the magma pool. But then after that, we see something else happen, which could be, because I honestly don't think they're gonna die. We see a volcano eruption. It erupts in well, not the actual Mount Fuji erupts, but another one, because we see the cracks and all that stuff. So I'm thinking they got jettisoned out. Big Mom and Kaido got jettisoned out when the explosion happened. But kudos to Big Mom. If Big Mom's been chilling in the magma pool this whole time she's been fighting, and somehow she's still alive, like, holy crap. Like, Big Mom's durability is, like, Jesus Christ. It was a miracle that Law and Kid defeated her, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say here. Now, my thing is, if they got jettisoned out, my thing is they're severely injured because of this magma pool. But I don't think this affects Kaido, but I get they're severely injured. Let's put it that way. And they're incapacitated. So is Luffy is incapacitated. Because I don't think Luffy's doing any fighting. So now we go to the other part. No, wait, let's discuss my opinions on this. I honestly think it's a little disappointing that it ended with a giant punch. In my opinions. Oda could have gone so creative with his power. Like, I don't understand why he just did a giant punch. I think Oda, when he made that statement, he was just trolling people. And he was going to end it with one giant punch. That was his intentions from the beginning. He just trolled people. But I guess a lot of people are disappointed because of that. In a way, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have said that in the first place. So I think that's very disappointing, in my opinion. But other than that, it is an incredible fight between Kaido and Luffy. It truly puts Luffy at a Yonko level status, in my opinion. After this, Luffy is definitively the 5th Yonko of the sea. Well, I don't really... The next chapters are going to be very interesting because we're going to see the news spread out and everything. Plus, we also still have the world government ships right next to Zunisha. I don't know what they're going to be doing. So this is going to be very interesting. So we go to the other plot point of the 149, and it's Kaido's flashback. And the Kaido's flashback is a joke, pretty much. We get nothing of relevancy in this flashback. Pretty much nothing. Like, it's pretty much a joke. He pretty much skips the entire rocks, everything. We get nothing in there. What is interesting is the old hag who had the mimic fruit, which is the one who actually convinced Kaido to come to Wano Kuni and pretty much rule it. So that's pretty interesting right there. I think the only thing of relevance we get is that Kaido believes in strength, because he was pretty much grown up in a country of war, and they needed to continue waging war to pillage, to pay tribute to the Tenryubitus, to the Celestial Dragons. But then Kaido got sold out to the Marines. I guess they wanted to make him a Marine, but he said like no. It was pretty hilarious here because he used to let himself get captured just to eat, just to feed from the Marines' food. That's pretty hilarious. And Kaido's belief is in war, everyone's equal. There's equality in war, and he's kind of right. Everyone could die at any moment. So I guess your money doesn't matter or anything like that in a war scenario. Everything goes on the shoot, and you become like equal. You become fair game for everything. So I guess he is kind of right in that mentality. And we also get to see his process of Joy Boy, where Kaido is seeking Joy Boy in a way. Because we see him have a flashback with King, telling him he knows who Joy Boy is. And Joy Boy technically is the person who will be able to defeat him. And it's very interesting that he asks Luffy what kind of world he wants to create. Because Joy Boy is supposed to be an embodiment. And he's supposed to try to create something. A world. So and I guess this could turn Kaido to see Luffy in a different light. Because I'm pretty sure now Kaido 100% sees Luffy as Joy Boy. So what does this mean towards Kaido and Luffy? What does this mean? Are they going to still have a rivalry? Or is Kaido going to see Luffy in a favorable way? Because we have to acknowledge that the Lunarians are also waiting for Joy Boy too. Which means King. I wonder if there's more of them. Elbaf maybe? Other than that, his flashback is abysmal. I'm not gonna lie, it's really bad. It's like there's nothing of substance here. We barely get anything. We don't get nothing of Yamato, Yamato's mom, the Oni race, none of that. None of that, which is the important stuff. None of that. And then we go, the CP0 guy, the one that last, he just bailed. He 100% bailed. And then we get the Momonosuke thing. He actually does it, which was expected. Oda could have also gotten more creative because of that. But he actually pulls the flame cloud thing. I'm not gonna lie, I think he farts it out. Does he fart it out? Oh no, it comes out of his chest. But then again, if we're talking about fish, normally what do you say? They're in where they take a dump is normally in the middle, in the bottom part. But it should be at his tail, so no. He probably just manifested it. He didn't fart it out. He manifested it. So Kaido gets clocked, his horn gets braked. I don't think the horn's a big deal. It could just be stapled back like Jack did. And Luffy won with a big punch, which is, I still acknowledge this fight is incredible. Probably one of the best fights. But this whole big punch thing, I'm really thinking Oda could have got more creative. And other than that, do we have any scabbard moments? No. Oh my god, I hate the scabbards. And it appears that, well, I don't know if it's correct, but it appears that Orochi is finally dead. I'm hoping he is. I'm not gonna get any hopes up because of that. And now we move on to the final chapter. And we have a very touching moment here, where Yamato is catching Luffy as he falls. A huge contrast. Instead of trying to catch his father, she's catching Luffy. And we see her smile. I'm really hoping she becomes Straw Hat. It would be such a disappointment if she just gets left in Wano. Huge disappointment. And let's move on to... We have a Yasue flashback. And it is revealed he actually ate the same fruit that... What was her name? Jesus Christ, I forgot. Otoko, I think. Toko. Otoko, I guess Otoko. To try to be equal with her. Because we know she's adopted. And she changes her wish, which is very touching in a way, but also like... Because she changes her... her first wish was, I want to see you, Daddy, thank you. And now she understands the sacrifice he made to try to create a better Wano. So she kind of understands why he died. So she acknowledges it and she's like moving on, I guess, in a way. And she says, Daddy, thank you. So she's grateful. And we see Nekomamushi announce the victor. And everyone's cheering. We see Beppo hugging Law. And we see Apu. Why is Apu still here? Kid. So they're cheering. And everyone said, we see Marco there. And now, how would I say? Chopper is very busy because everyone's coming to him. Everyone's sick. He's trying to patch everyone. And the very interesting thing here is Momonosuke decides not to open the borders of Wano. And this is very contradictory to what has been stated. The prophecy. Joy Boy is supposed to return and the borders of Wano have to be open by the time he returns. Joy Boy has returned, but the borders have not opened. Which begs the question, is Luffy Joy Boy? And my opinion to this is possibly Oda's tricking us. Because Oda, and he might be trolling. Oda in an SPN said that Joy Boy would come. It would be, he mentioned it would be he or she. He didn't know if it was a girl or woman, but he would come. And this is very interesting that the borders are not opening and we have supposedly Joy Boy. And my opinion to this is Luffy is not Joy Boy. Luffy is just someone who ate his devil fruit, who has the devil fruit of Joy Boy. But in and itself, him having the devil fruit does not mean he's Joy Boy. We have to remember what Luffy is. Sun God Nika. He's not Joy Boy. So then again, I guess Luffy is in a way not Joy Boy. He's not Joy Boy. So this is very interesting. Well, this is what it's alluding to because the borders are not being opened. And this is what was prophesied. The borders had to be opened before Joy Boy arrived. And they're not being opened. Momonosuke is halting this, which would mean he's not Joy Boy. That means Zunisha got confused. Luffy is just the one using the predecessor, the fruit. I guess the old Joy Boy used. That means the first Joy Boy used Sun God Nika's fruit. Because Sun God Nika and Joy Boy, I think, are two different persons. And then we see some of the Beast Pirates are still fighting, but Yamato shuts them down. Pretty much, which is interesting. So it's in the labor cap where the earthquakes happen. And seafloor and the volcano erupts. So I'm thinking they got jettisoned out. But I don't know where. And we see Luffy now is bandaged up, but he's unconscious. I'm pretty sure Luffy's MIA for at least a month. Because we still don't know the consequences of him using the awakening. Or the Gear 5th to be precise. And we see some very interesting... I don't know why Oda skipped this, but we skipped the Hiyori and Momonosuke reunion. Why did he do this? And it's very ambiguous here at the end because he says, I have long story. I've brought you the new Shogun of Wano, and we see Hiyori. So is Hiyori going to become the new Shogun? That means Momonosuke might join along with Yamato. Very interesting. So we see some, not all of the scabbards are here. We see some of them. And Momonosuke, I guess, is de-transforming. So I guess he is going to look like Odin. Which is lame, in my opinion. But the next chapters are going to be the definitive, because a lot of people are not happy because of this. A lot of people still think Kaido's going to get back up. Honestly, I don't see how it's possible. This fight has been going on. Who's going to fight him if he gets back up? Luffy's not getting back up. Zoro is definitely not getting back up. Then what? Usopp's going to defeat him? That would be hilarious. So, in my opinion, very mixed thoughts on this. The fight between Kaido and Luffy is incredible. Kaido has proven himself to be the strongest creature in the world, just like Whitebeard did. He's taking so much punishment that is pretty much ridiculous at this point. He could probably survive a punch from Saitama from One Punch Man. I'm gonna say right now, he probably survived one. Luffy, maybe not. But other than that, I think it is a conclusion. That's what I think. It's concluded. We're gonna move on, because a lot of people are also tired with this. They're like fed up. Luffy, he lost like 4 times. Like, it was ridiculous. It got ridiculous. He lost like 4 times. And we got so much focus on the Scabbards. It was just like, we had so many other things to look at. And like, it's pretty, I don't know, pretty ridiculous. But what I'm thinking, what other plot points? Well, Tenguyama here, the long nose dude, he's supposed to be waiting for someone, and we still haven't been revealed who he's waiting for. So this is very interesting. That plot point has to be resolved. What other plot points have to be resolved? Zoro and the Death Reaper have to be resolved, whatever that was. Where the hell is the red poneglyph? Because it's still unknown. Because Kaido's knocked out. So who knows where it is? He's not going to be telling anyone. Unless Yamato knows. Potentially Yamato knows. And what's going to happen? Because we know this exploded. What's going to happen with this? Because we see the cracks. And then this is the waterfall. The entry, I guess. The waterfall entry. The one you're supposed to use to get up. So in my opinion, I'm thinking this whole section is going to fall off. And it's just going to, I guess, make it easier to get on up. I don't know. Strange. How does water get in there in the first place? Where is the water coming from? Oda's not really good at doing geography maps. Because if there's magma pool and there's cracks and it's all magma pool, where's the water coming from? Because we have a huge volcano here, and we have another mini volcano under the water. Because he marks it the same way the volcano is, with the little spikes in the top. So that's very interesting, and it's cracking. So I'm thinking this whole section is gonna fall off. I'm hoping they're not dead, because that would be very disappointing if Big Mom and Kaido die like that. That's because we have so many plot points left with Kaido and Big Mom. We still don't know why he's suicidal. Why he got all depressed. None of that's revealed. Big Mom, her plot points are still in Elbaf and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens with this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out. I still think I'm going to give these both chapters, in terms of conclusion, a 7. Both combined, because it's very iffy here. I could see why a lot of people are kind of disappointed. But we're moving on, and the hype chapters are going to come when we find out what's happening with the world, what's happening with the Shishibukai, the Raisin Prince, the Raisin Bounties, and we are also going to be seeing what the world government's going to do. Because I don't think anyone could fight the world government in Wano Kuni at this time. Because we cannot trust the Scabbards are useless. It's very disappointing that not a single Scabbard died. Like, there was no real threat in this entire arc to begin with. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace out and have a nice day.